Are you not entertained, ladies and gentlemen? Look, Rio and Gamora scoring that winner is fantastic for the young man, but my word, the first opening 2 game weeks, there's been a touch of luck and certainly jamminess about Liverpool. But they were lucky here. They were being completely overrun by Eddie Howe's Newcastle at St James's Park in the opening part of the game. Most of the first half, in fact, they were just completely, you had Van Dijk not looking like the player he was, Konate having absolute howler. Just Newcastle's press all over the gaff, smashing them to pieces. But did you know what they were missing? Right up until the Gravenberch opener, do you know what they were missing? I tell you what they were missing. They were missing a striker. They were missing Alexander Isak, the striker that wants to go to Liverpool. It's soaked, absolutely drenched in narrative, this game. Isakico is the closest thing I can get with a Classico. I know they called Palace versus Forest El Clasico. Great wordplay. I can't crowbar Isak into there that easily. Yeah, man, an absolute ding-dong. I have to say, look, it's the stuff of champions when you're lucky, but my word, Liverpool got lucky with all the players going off for Newcastle for one reason or another, whether it be a red card, a deserved red card, or injuries to key players like Tonali and Fabian Schär and Joao Linton, they're two most important. Well, obviously Bruno Guimaraes is their most important player. But absolute box office, man. What a game. You got to feel bad for Newcastle. Liverpool did it though. We're going to get into it. Not in the living room today, but back in the office because of the lighting. So thanks for joining me, guys. Thank you for supporting the content as always, for liking and subscribing to Football Yannick. We are closing in on 20k subscribers, so I'll be very grateful for you to subscribe to this channel should you want to. And if you do, hit the bell notifications icon because it lets you know when I upload. And hey, just come and hang out with me, man. Yeah, there was just before I show you some SofaScore stuff, there was Bournemouth on the opening day seemed to cut through Liverpool far too easily. And granted, Gravenberch wasn't there that game. I don't think he was quite ready. He started this game, he got a yellow. He nearly got another yellow at some point, but he also got a goal, which was very important. But yeah, Liverpool just don't look... I don't know. They just don't look great. I don't know why. I can't pinpoint it exactly. But yeah, they don't look completely solid. Which is interesting. So look, let's take a look at this. Yeah. This was the original starting lineup for Newcastle. You can see in the center of the screen. At least was started. Pope got the worst rating of the Dan Burn got the worst rating of the player of the pitch here. But I actually thought he did really well in both boxes. He did some good touches. Maybe he was nerfed because of. He was an error. I don't think he had an error leading to a goal. He got that booking, but I actually thought he was always a target in both boxes, and he brought the ball down, relieved pressure well, bailed out his centre-back partner who came in to replace Schär. I think he did pretty well. I don't know why he's got such a low rating on SofaScore, but heck, So Schär, Trippier, Joao Linton, Tonali, Guimaraes, and then you got, of course, in the absence of Isak, Gordon played up top, flanked by new signing Elanga, and Harvey Barnes very, good on the left, we know. And guys, if you look here on the left, the attacking momentum meter, it's predominantly green. That huge period right in the middle, right up until sort of Gravenberch scores, actually. It's just it's all Newcastle. They're absolutely pressing the so-and-so out of Liverpool, the Tuna. And yeah, there's just moments where you're like, oh, if you've just got a striker in there, this is 2-3-0. But the striker's refusing to play for them. And that, by the way, of course, is a huge story in itself that I've been covering here on the channel. Apparently there was a meeting with Isak yesterday, so I'm sure there'll be developments there, and we can, react accordingly when we get some data on that. Let's have a look at the Scousers then. Alisson in goal. For me, still quite comfortably the best goalkeeper in the Premier League. this was Szoboszlai right back. Yeah, he was. A lot of people were thinking it was going to be Curtis Jones, but no, he played in the left of a double pivot. Gravenberch played as that holding player. Van Dijk and Konate, Kyrgios left back, playing quite reserved actually. And of course, should it be Frimpong, he'd be very, very offensive. A little bit more offensive from Szoboszlai there. We'll talk about Wirtz. Salah did his classic stink out the whole game and then get a goal involvement late on, which is good for my FPL. 69% passing accuracy. He really ghosted. He didn't do much at all. 6.3 rating. But the lowest player for Liverpool was Wirtz. Ekitike, though, scored again. Good goal. I think he might have benefited. Was it? No, it was Gravenberch that benefited from a deflection, I think. We'll talk about the players in just a moment. With substitute appearances for Liverpool was Conor Bradley, Chiesa, Endo, Harvey Elliott, and Rio Ngamora, courtesy of my mob Chelsea. He's a little bit special. Might be a Musiala for the Chelsea fans to have to deal with another one of those, but we've got so many good young players, it's just hard to keep them all. Forced changes, many for Eddie Howe. We saw Miley come on, Lewis Hall for Trippier, which got to see Tino Livramento move over to his native side. And of course, speaking of Chelsea Academy graduates like Rio and Gamora, both Lewis Hall and Tino Livramento. Jacob Ramsey, new £40 million signing, came on for the injured Joel Linton. Two of their three superstar midfielders had to come off injured. William Asula comes on, of course scores for Harvey Barnes. And Malik Fior for Cher as well, injured. 3 forced changes for injury, a concussion substitution. And of course the red card. That's kind of what I mean with lucky Liverpool. Like, they didn't force Anthony Gordon to do that tackle. I don't think they're out to hurt anyone, but they just, they benefited from such profound radical luck in this sense of 3 key players coming off injured and a 4th getting himself sent off. Again, not Liverpool's fault that's happening for them, but the luck is profound. And they don't look that good. They were getting... Again, let's go back to that attacking momentum meter. When it was like at some point in the second half there. Yeah, there was big periods, sort of the second quarter of the second half, and indeed the end. They were being penned back by 10-man Newcastle. I don't know how Rio Ngamora's got player of the match when he played. How long did he play? Look, bless him, he's an amazing player. He came on in the 90th minute. No, that's Harvey Elliott, excuse me. He did come on the 90th minute. Minutes played, 8 minutes, player of the match. 8 minutes, player of the match, apparently. It was a great finish. Look, should we look at the stats as well? Statistics. Bearing in mind, oh my god. Yeah, so more XG to Newcastle, double the big chances for Newcastle, double the total shots for Newcastle, 7 Newcastle corner kicks to Liverpool's 1. Incredible, really, those stats in isolation when you look at them. So let's timeline this. Gravenberch gets an early card. Konate gets a relatively early card. I'm surprised both of them rode that well. And then, at this point, they've been battered. They're all over them. They are Newcastle are all over Liverpool at high press, high turnovers. Liverpool are rattled. Of course, the atmosphere was fierce at St James's. The away fans are up in the gods, so it's hard to hear. So they're being dominated audibly by the Toon fans. But then Cody Gakpo assists a Ryan Gravenberch goal, which is a little bit of a deflection, but don't buy a ticket, etc. And scores a goal, and at that point everyone was like, isn't that just the darndest thing? Isn't that just Liverpool's luck? Getting battered, playing terribly, and they score a jammy goal. And yeah, at the very end of the first half, in the 45th plus 3 minutes, Gordon fouls Virgil van Dijk. And it's a straight red, bro. He freaking goes in, his studs rake down his sock on the back of his calf. He's got the scrapes to prove it. And then it's his third red card for Newcastle United already. He's not been there long. Yeah. He's a tenacious little, like, terrier, isn't he? But, like, that is not what you want in this. But you're on top. Yeah, you've gone a goal down, but you're still looking good. Then, second half, Ekitike scores a good goal. He's had an excellent start to his Liverpool career. Again, why do you... Isak, don't unsettle Isak. Let him play for Newcastle. Newcastle could do with him, as you can see. You got Ekitike. Why unsettle Ekitike? He looks wicked. He genuinely looks great. Like, use him. You got other attackers. You got, I don't know, man. So, yeah, he scores, I think, a good goal. I think he's had an excellent start. And you think, right, well, the Toon are screwed here. Liverpool are a man up. They are 2 goals up. They can just knock it about now. Clearly, the emotions have got to Newcastle, even though they were playing better. And then Bruno Guimaraes, he's got a yellow now, early doors in the second half. But then, 10 minutes after getting that yellow, Tino, Chelsea Academy graduate, assists a Bruno Guimaraes goal. And you think, could they? Surely not. And then more bad luck. Tonali goes off with that crazy shoulder thing. Joel Linton looks like he's done his groin. Later on, frickin' Cher comes off with concussion. They're dropping like flies, bro. Arne Slot turns to Chiesa, the man he didn't trust at all last season. Connor Bradley for Florian Wirtz. We'll talk about him in just a moment. And then Lasula off the bench scores an equaliser, and we get 11-minute stoppage. And even though it's only 10-man Newcastle, you're thinking, well, Newcastle, the narrative is far too ripe. Newcastle are just going to win this game. They're going to win this game, and they deserve it. They deserve to win. They've had horrible luck. Liverpool have been jammy, and they deserve to win. Rio and Gamora comes on in the 96th minute, 4 minutes into it. He gets an assist, a nice FPL Salah assist for all of us. And to his credit, the 16-year-old, a wonderful finish. Puts it right where the goalkeeper can't get it. An amazing moment for the young man. And Liverpool do it. And it must be, it's heartbreaking for Newcastle United fans. They've had such a difficult period, not just with the Isak, but losing on all their transfer targets, and now losing like all the injuries in the game as well. It's just rough. You've got to feel for them. Scousers won't care though. They are, they won't be top of the league. I think Arsenal are. But they've got 2 games, 2 wins. It's not been convincing, but they won't care. They'll look to get 1 more, get into the international break, and then Arne Slot could be like, right, what's happening here? And that's what we'll do. It was thoroughly entertaining, though. It does leave a bad taste in the mouth for us rivals of Liverpool, but hey, that's the theatre of football, baby. They'll be delighted. And obviously, it's a nice story with the young man scoring at the end as well. I think he might be a bit of a superstar, Rio and Gamora. Guys, let me know what you think. Please do consider subscribing. Everyone's welcome here. We're all friends. So hop aboard, subscribe, hit the bell if you choose to. Thanks for liking and commenting. And I'll see you back here soon, hopefully. Peace.